University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, tonight we're playing the last of the quarter-final matches. We already know that the first semi-final will be between Manchester University and Lincoln College, Oxford. Another Oxford college, Corpus Christi, have already made it through to the second semi-final, so the one remaining place in the competition goes to whoever wins tonight. St John's College, Cambridge lost their first-round match but returned as one of the four highest-scoring losing teams from round one. They won their playoff against Pembroke College, Oxford, and then beat King's College, Cambridge in the second round. Let's re-meet these battle-scarred veterans.
Hello, I'm Matthew Dolan from Galway in Ireland, and I'm studying for a PhD in particle physics.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Evans, originally from Cardiff, and I'm studying for a PhD in the neurobiology of Parkinson's disease.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Martin O'Leary from Kildare in Ireland, and I'm studying for a PhD in glaciology.
Hi, I'm Aisling Byrne. I'm also Irish. I'm from Dublin, and I'm studying for a PhD in medieval literature.
City University beat Hull in their first-round match by 230 points to 140, and in the second round convincingly knocked out Brighton University, demonstrating a flair for 19th-century romantic art, although perhaps unusually for City types, they rather fell down over food and wine. Let's meet the City team again.
Hello, I'm Neil O'Leary, and I'm also from Galway in Ireland, and I'm studying for a PhD in optometry.
Hi, I'm Kaya Burgess from London, and I'm studying newspaper journalism.
And their captain.
Hi, I'm Tom Devlin from London, studying law.
Hello, I'm Henry Ellis. I'm from Ashford in Kent, and I'm also studying law.
Well, you all know the rules by now, so fingers on the buzzers. Here's the first starter for 10. What name links a 16th-century noblewoman associated with Chatsworth House, the 1722 land pattern musket, the 1930...
City Devlin.
Bess.
Well done. Your bonuses, City, are on getting things wrong. Firstly, for 5 points, from a Latin word meaning strictly a ramble or misconception. What word means an ignorant or imprudent deviation from the norms or expectations for behaviour or correctness?
Solecism?
No, it's error from errare. Dating to the early 20th century and believed to derive from a French term meaning a boat hook, what word usually denotes a verbal mistake made in a social environment and is now particularly associated with politicians?
A gaff?
Correct. From a Middle English term meaning roughly to shut one's eyes or doze, what word means a mistake made through stupidity, ignorance or carelessness?
Blunder?
Blunder is right. 10 points for this starter question. What name is used in biblical literature either for the ancestors of the human race prior to the flood or for Abraham, Isaac, Jacob and Jacob's 12 sons? The word is now more generally used to mean the male head of a family or clan.
St John's O'Leary.
Patriarch.
Correct. Your bonuses now are on graphic novels, St John's. 5 points if you can tell me, with a title inspired by a phrase from Juvenal's satires, Watchmen is a 1987 work by Dave Gibbons and which Northampton-born writer?
Neil Gaiman.
No, it's Alan Moore. Secondly, for 5 points, sharing its name with the city destroyed by Alexander the Great in 330 BC, which memoir by Marianne Satrapi depicts her growing up in post-revolutionary Iran and was made into an Oscar-nominated film?
Persepolis.
Correct. Adapted into a 2007 film, Frank Miller's graphic novel 300 is a fictionalised account of which battle of 480 BC?
Thermopylae.
Correct. Another starter question. In the preface to Paradise Lost, what did Milton describe as no necessary adjunct or true ornament of poem or good verse, but the invention of a barbarous age to set off wretched matter and lame metre?
St John's Burn.
Is it rhyme?
It is rhyme, yes. Your second set of bonuses are on names, St John's. The London and South Western Railway's N15 class of passenger steam locomotives were given what collective name in the 1920s, taken from a legendary figure of British history?
Robin Hood.
No, they were King Arthur class, the Arthurs. The name of which of King Arthur's knights has been given to 3 British Navy ships? A minesweeper in the Second World War, a landing ship lost in the Falklands, and another involved in the 2003 invasion of Iraq.
Galahad.
Correct. Which name associated with Arthurian legend has been given to the array of radio telescopes operated by Jodrell Bank and located across England and the Welsh borders, originally called the MTRLI, or Multi-Telescope Radio-Linked Interferometer?
Merlin.
Correct. Another starter question. In nuclear physics, which strongly interacting subatomic particles of the meson family were discovered from 1947 and have three possible charges: +1, -1 and 0?
St John's Dolan.
Is it the pions?
Pions or pi mesons is correct, yes. Your bonuses, St John's, are on an English chemist born 1877. The Nobel laureate Frederick Soddy is noted for the formulation of which concept defined as one of two or more atoms having the same atomic number but differing in atomic weight and mass number?
Isotopes.
Correct. Soddy, in conjunction with Sir William Ramsay, found which noble gas to be a product of radium decay?
Radon.
No, it's helium. Which British physicist worked with Soddy at Canada's McGill University in the early 1900s to form the theory of atomic disintegration, for which he would receive the Nobel Prize in 1908?
Rutherford.
Correct. Another starter question. Criticised because it appeared to exclude athletes from Northern Ireland and the Isle of Man, what was the official name of the United Kingdom?
City O'Leary.
Team GB.
Team GB is right, yes. We'll get back on terms perhaps with these bonuses. They're on Board Games City. Named from the Greek for jump, what game was invented by the American surgeon George Howard Monks and is played on a checkered board divided into 256 squares?
Go.
No, it's Halma, invented by French film director Albert Lamorisse, which game was originally released in 1957 with the name The Conquest of the World.
Risk.
Correct. Senet and Mehen are board games most often associated with which ancient civilization?
The Sumerians.
No, it's Egyptian. We're going to take our first picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see a photograph of a London building. 10 points if you can identify it.
City Devlin.
Westminster Cathedral.
Roman Catholic Cathedral is correct, yes. That is the seat of the Roman Catholic Archbishop of Westminster. Your picture bonuses are 3 more photos of Roman Catholic cathedrals, all of them in England. 5 points if you can identify any of them. Firstly, for 5, this one.
Birmingham.
No, that's Norwich Cathedral. Secondly, this one, please.
Leeds.
No, that's Arundel Cathedral. And finally, this one.
Liverpool.
Correct. Another starter question. When in his Canzoniere, Petrarch wrote of impious Babylon, the sewer of the world, he was referring to which French city where he held various offices, including from 1342, that of Roman orator to the papal court?
City Alice.
Avignon.
Avignon is right, yes. These bonuses could give you the lead city. I'll love you till the ocean is folded and hung up to dry and the 7 stars go squawking like geese about the sky. These lines appear in As I Walked Out One Evening, a 1940 ballad by which poet during his relationship with the American writer Chester Kalman?
W.H. Auden.
Correct. 3 lilies in her hand and the stars in her hair were 7. How was this woman described in the title of Dante Gabriel Rossetti's poem of 1847? He later represented the same subject in a painting.
Sorry, was that how was she described?
Yes, how was she described, yeah?
Ophelia Flaxen-Haired.
No, it's the Blessed Damozel. The 1903 work The Jewel of the 7 Stars is an early example of a horror novel describing the regeneration of an Egyptian mummy. It's by which Irish author?
Bram Stoker.
Correct. 10 points for this starter question. Established during the 1990s and chaired by the Queen, the WAG has pioneered a number of reforms, such as volunteering that the Queen pay tax and trimming the civil list. For what do the initials WAG stand?
City Burgess.
Women's Aviation Guild.
No, it's not. St John's, anyone want to buzz? It's the way ahead group. Another starter question. In biology, what word refers to a process of sexual reproduction? In chemistry, to the real or apparent alternation of single and double bonds in a compound. And in linguistics, to the scheme of inflections which mark contrasts of tense, person and number in verbs.
St John's O'Leary.
Inflection?
Know anyone to buzz from City? No idea. It's conjugation. Another starter question. From the same root as the word for calf meat, what six-letter word formerly denoted fine parchment from the skin of a...
St John's O'Leary.
Vellum?
Vellum is right. These bonuses, if you get them, will let you retake the lead. They're on photographic processes. Successfully introduced into photography in 1850, albuminized paper was a silver chloride printing paper that was coated with what substance before being sensitized with silver nitrate?
Ethanol?
No, it's egg white. By the 1890s, this method was superseded by collodion, a volatile mixture of gun cotton damped down with ether and dissolved in alcohol. What is the scientific name for gun cotton?
Potassium nitrate?
No, it's cellulose nitrate, nitrocellulose. What common name was given to the instant collodion prints made on a thin metal plate coated with dark enamel or varnish, particularly popular with itinerant photographers during the American Civil War?
Daguerreotypes?
No, it's a tintype. 10 points for this starter question. What is the common name for the medical condition genu valgum, where the...
St John's Evans.
Knock-knees?
Knock-knees is right, yes. That gives you the lead and a set of bonuses on homophones, words that sound the same that are spelt differently. To make it easier for you, all begin with the letter L. In each case, I need you to spell both the words described. Firstly, for 5, a blood-sucking parasite formerly used medically, and to subject ash or soil to the action of percolating fluid.
Leach. L-E-E-C-H and L-E-A-C-H.
Correct. Secondly, a vein of metal ore and the amount of electric power supplied by a generating system at any one time.
Skeen. S-K-E.
No, I told you it started with L.
Oh.
Load and load. L-O-D-E and L-O-A-D.
Oh, yeah.
A vegetable appearing on some pound coins and the unauthorised or apparently unauthorised disclosure of secret information.
Leak and leak.
Correct.
L-E-E-K and L-E-A-K.
Well done. 10 points for this. Michael Portillo, Alex Clark, Louise Doughty and Hardeep Singh Kohli were among the judges of which award in October 2008, the winner of which was the...
City Ellis.
Booker Prize.
Correct. These bonuses could give you back the lead there on an American president. To what issue was Thomas Jefferson referring in 1820 when he said, "We have the wolf by the ears, and we can neither hold him nor safely let him go. Justice is in one scale and self-preservation in the other"?
Slavery?
Slavery is right. Jefferson wrote that to attain representative government, rivers of blood must yet flow, yet the object is worth rivers of blood. To which politician whom he'd succeeded in 1801 was he writing?
Madison.
No, it was John Adams. According to Jefferson, in a letter of 1771, a lively and lasting sense of filial duty is more effectually impressed on the mind of a son or daughter by reading... Which play by Shakespeare?
Merchant of Venice?
No, it's King Lear. We're going to take a music round now at a rough midpoint, and scores pretty evenly matched. For your music starter, you're going to hear a contemporary performance of a piece of classical music. 10 points if you can give me the name of the original composer.
St John's Dolan.
Is it by Bach?
Which Bach?
Johann Sebastian?
Correct. OK, for your music bonuses, you're going to hear more works by J.S. Bach, also performed on the Moog modular synthesizer system, which was popularised in the 1960s. 5 points if you can give me the name of the piece in each case. Firstly...
Toccata and fugue in D minor.
Correct. Secondly, for 5 points...
Is it Joy of My Desiring?
Joy of Man's Desiring, yes, I'll accept that. And finally,
Sorry? Aaron G string.
it is the air on a G string. Another starter question. Meanings of what word include a small cogwheel that engages with a larger one of the outermost primary flight feathers on a bird's wing, and to immobilise someone by holding or binding...
City Ellis.
Pen.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Binding their arms.
St John's Burn.
Cuff.
No, it's pinion. 10 points for this. What collective name was given by the American colonists to the Boston Port Act, the Massachusetts Government Act, the Administration of Justice Act, and the Quartering Act, all passed by the British Parliament in...
St John's Dolan.
Are they the Intolerable Acts?
They are the Intolerable Acts or Coercive Acts. Your bonuses, St John's, are on Dante. In the first 2 lines of the Inferno, Dante tells how, in the middle of life's journey, he found himself where?
It's a dark forest, yeah.
In a dark forest.
In a dark wood, yes. Which historical figure appears in Canto 33 of the Inferno, having been starved to death in a tower along with his sons, supposedly for his betrayal of his native city of Pisa?
I'm completely blank. I know it, it's just...
No idea.
It's Ugolino. And finally, what is the 2-word Italian name for the verse form used by Dante in the Divine Comedy?
Quattrorima, yeah.
Quattro Rimo.
No, it's terza rima. 10 points for this. A measure of the impact human activities have on the environment in terms of the amount of greenhouse gas produced is a definition of which 2-word term?
City Ellis.
Carbon footprint.
Correct. Your bonuses now are about the International Phonetic Alphabet used in dictionaries as a guide to pronunciation. Firstly, the sound, as in the words put and book, is represented by an upside-down version of which Greek capital letter?
Alpha.
No, it's omega. Another U sound, the U as in run or butter, is represented by a different Greek capital letter, this time the right way up. Which one?
Upsilon.
No, it's lambda. And finally, which inverted lowercase Roman letter is used to represent the common unstressed central vowel sounds such as the first A in ahead, known as the schwa?
Just A.
No, it's E. 10 points for this. Pitch blende is a hard, dense material found in high-temperature veins in igneous rocks and consists mainly of the oxide of which element? It's uranium. 10 points for this. The heart has its reasons of which reason knows nothing. These are the words of which French mathematician and philosopher in Book 4 of his Pensées?
St John's Burn.
Blaise Pascal.
Correct. Your bonuses now, St John's, are on social history. What non-contributory state benefit was introduced in the UK in January 1909 at a rate of 5 shillings a week for individuals or 7 shillings and sixpence for married couples?
State pension. I think.
State pension.
Indeed, old age pensions. Old age pensions were, on their introduction, paid to those who had an income of less than £21 per year and had reached what age?
60.
No, it was 70. Later, a wartime prime minister. Who was Chancellor of the Exchequer when old age pensions were introduced?
David Lloyd George.
It was David Lloyd George. Another starter question. Which broad wine-growing area shares its name with a French administrative region that borders Ile-de-France, Champagne, Ardennes and Franche-Comté?
City Ellis.
Burgundy.
Correct. Your bonuses now are on the solar system. Among the major planets of the solar system, which has the largest satellite relative to the planet's own size?
The Earth.
Correct. Described as having the colour of concrete and the smell of gunpowder, the lunar soil is given what name from the Greek meaning blanket rock?
We don't know.
It's regolith. Terraced, concentric, ghost and ray are examples of which lunar features?
Craters.
Craters is correct. We're going to take a second picture round. For your picture starter, you're going to see a piece of modern art. 10 points if you can give me the artist and the title of the work.
City O'Leary.
Picasso and...
No, anyone want to bust from St John's?
St John's Dolan.
Is it The Persistence of Memory by Dali?
It is Salvador Dali's Persistence of Memory. Your bonuses are 3 more examples of surrealist art. 5 points for each artist you can identify. Firstly, the artist here.
René Magritte.
No, that's Man Ray. Secondly,
Gosh, I don't know. He's not a surrealist.
That's true.
Do we have any guess?
Is she gone? Oh, she gone?
He's not surrealist.
come on.
Gaudi.
No, it was Max Ernst. And finally, who painted this?
That's Magritte.
Magritte.
That is Magritte. Another starter question. In which major North American city is the Jacques Cartier Bridge almost 3 kilometres in length, which crosses the St Lawrence River?
St John's O'Leary.
Montreal.
Montreal is right. Your bonuses are about the origins of titles. Which 1942 film starring Bette Davis takes its title from the Untold Want section of Walt Whitman's poem Leaves of Grass?
All About Eve.
No, it's Now Voyager. Arcade Fire's 2007 album Neon Bible shares its title with that of a novella written by which American, author of A Confederacy of Dunces?
John Kennedy O'Toole.
John Kennedy Toole is correct. A remark by which fictional character in the story Silver Blaze gave rise to the title of Mark Haddon's novel The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime?
Sherlock Holmes.
Correct. Fingers on the buzzers. Another starter question. In mathematics, what is the coefficient of x squared in the expansion of 1 plus x to the power of 5?
St John's O'Leary.
10.
Correct. Your bonuses are on churches. In each case, name the English county in which the following noted medieval churches are located. Firstly, for 5 points, Burnham Norton, Great Walsingham, Walpole St Peter and Clynex-the-Sea.
Lincolnshire.
No, it's Norfolk. Second, Ilminster, Crewkerne and Hewish Episcopi.
Pick a county.
Gloucestershire.
No, it's Somerset. And finally, Lastingham, Bolton Abbey and Sherburn in Elmet.
Lancashire, because Bolton, I don't know.
Lancashire.
No, it's Yorkshire. 10 points for this. May, ma, aber and said are the French, Italian, German and Latin for which 3
St
letters...
John's Dolan.
But is correct. Your bonuses now are on Homer's Odyssey. In Book 9 of the Odyssey, soon after the departure from Troy, Odysseus incurs the wrath of which deity when he blinds his son Polyphemus?
Poseidon.
Correct. Her name meaning one who conceals. Which nymph keeps Odysseus captive on her island of Aegea for 7 years?
Something, isn't it?
Let's have an answer.
Don't know.
It's Calypso. In the Odyssey, who is the faithful wife of Odysseus who waits more than 20 years for her husband to return?
Penelope.
Correct. Fingers on the buzzers. Which German word meaning whirlpool is applied to a thin pastry with a fruit filling?
City O'Leary.
Strudel.
Strudel is right. Your bonuses now, City, are on solid geometry. How many triangular faces are there on a small stellated dodecahedron?
12.
No, there are 60. How many edges are there on a stellated octahedron, given that it has 24 triangular faces?
72.
No, it's 36. If the faces of a stellated octahedron are all identical equilateral triangles, it is a compound polyhedron of 2 of which Platonic solid?
5.
You don't know this stuff at all, do you? It's tetrahedron. Another starter question. What heraldic design links the mark of Rohan in the works of Tolkien, the German state of Lower Saxony and...
St John's Burn.
White Horse.
White Horse is right, yes. Your bonuses, St John's, are on energy generation. In each case, give the form of alternative energy produced at the following locations. Firstly, for 5 points, Scroby Sands off the coast of Great Yarmouth.
Tidal.
No, it's wind energy. Secondly, Festiniog in North Wales.
Hydroelectric.
Correct. And finally, Lynmouth in North Devon.
Geothermal.
No, it's tidal power. Figures on the buzzers, 10 points for this. Who was the last UK Prime Minister to have served in the armed forces in World War II?
St John's Evans.
Callaghan.
Correct. Your bonuses are on unusual narrators. Which novel by Joanne Harris is narrated by a bottle of vintage wine, a Fleury, 1962?
Holy Fools. Sorry, Holy Fools. I think that's what you meant. Holy Fools. Holy Fools.
No, it's Blackberry wine. Secondly, for 5 points, which novel by Alice Sebold is narrated by Susie Salmon, a murdered 14-year-old girl who's telling her story from heaven, where life is a perpetual yesterday?
Lovely Bones.
Correct. Virginia Woolf's 1933 book, Flush, a biography, is narrated by which poet's pet spaniel?
Dryden.
No, it's Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Another starter question. The 4 official languages of Switzerland are German, French, Italian and which other?
City O'Leary.
Romansh.
Romansh is right. You get a set of bonuses now on Crop Science City. In a crop, what name is given to the gain in dry mass of plant per unit of time divided by plant dry mass?
Yield.
No, it's relative growth rate or specific growth rate. The net assimilation rate is calculated from the gain in dry mass in unit time divided by what value? Come on, we haven't got time to hang around.
Don't know.
It's leaf area. The leaf area index is the name given to the ratio of crop leaf area to which value?
Acreage.
Yes, ground area. 10 points for this starter question. In ancient Greece, what were staters, obols and tetradrachms?
St John's O'Leary.
Coins.
Coins is right. Your bonuses now are on a biblical word. Firstly, in the book of Exodus, what sacred object made of shittim wood was built to contain, among other things, a golden pot of manna and Aaron's rod?
The Ark of the Covenant.
Correct. The Noah's Ark trap is a name given to any one of several sequences of moves in which game?
Chess.
Correct. In Chapter 2 of Exodus, which infant is placed in an ark? And at the Gong, City University have 135. St John's College, Cambridge have 265. Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to say goodbye to you, City, but no shame at all in going out in the quarter-finals, and you led at a couple of occasions in the contest, so thank you very much for joining us, but we have to say goodbye to you. Very good performance again from you, St John's. Amazing to think you lost in the first round, though, isn't it? We shall look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals. I hope you can join us for the first of those next time, but until then, it's goodbye from City University.
Bye.
It's goodbye from St John's College, Cambridge.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
BBC 4 is a haven for bibliophiles now, with Kirsty Walk and the book quiz. While here on BBC 2, 6 more contestants ready to change their life. It's MasterChef next.